So good afternoon, everyone. Happy Mandela Day. Thank you for choosing to spend a couple of hours with us on the topic Business Support Training, Growing Your Business Beyond Borders. I am Chibuike Egbujiem. I am an energy consultant, but working the span of SDGs from gender advocacy to sustainability and environmental support. I am here with a team of experts to speak to us on the topic of business training. And today we have them one by one, but just before we go in to sort of present the topic for today, growing your business beyond borders. We all know that the COVID pandemic has exposed deep inequality in our world today and has impacted everyone from governments to individuals to businesses. Small and medium-sized enterprises and informal sector have been the worst hit, and this is the lifeblood of the African economy. According to the World Bank statistics from December 2020, 80% of jobs, a huge amount. Given the importance of SMEs to African economies, the topic today and the underlying question I'll be asking all our speakers to touch on is that given the importance of SMEs to African economies, how can led businesses survive, thrive, and add value to their communities in these difficult times? I'm sure this is a question on most of our minds. And our next speaker is Chibuike. I'll just share my screen. I'll share his presentation before. Chibuike is an alumnus of Sean Cousins Business School, Owerri. He's also a member of the British Project Management Academy, the UK, and an alumnus of Wesley Institute of Management. He holds a bachelor's degree from Imo State University and is an alumnus of YALI, a Young African Leaders Initiative, a regional leadership conference, West Africa. He has a certificate on the fundamental of digital marketing from Google and a certificate on human resources management entrepreneurship. Chibuike Egbujiem founded the SoundMind Build-Up to help entrepreneurs develop and grow in any situation, setting them up for the 21st century success. He teaches strategies that help him start his own business with no money, scaling it up very successfully after conquering odds. He is currently nominated for the Founder of the Year award. Without further ado, the virtual mic is yours. Chibuike, unmute yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this wonderful event. It's an honor to be here. Trying to on my video, please can one of the admin help me if it is necessary. If not, we go ahead from there. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Just to put this in frame, Chibuike, we have 20 minutes, and if you require more time, of course, we will accord that to you. But yes.
All right. I can't be able to share my to put on my video, so we run there from there. Thank you. Welcome to this wonderful event. It's an honor to be here. We're going to be moving straight to the presentation. We're going to be looking at strategy and how to position your business for the 21st century market. It's really it's a serious issue that small businesses find it difficult to set up their business to suit this purpose. Strategy is like fighting a war, is like going to bomb, the wrong place or doing the wrong thing in a war situation. And it has been the position of a lot of small businesses. You are fighting, but you don't know who you are fighting. You don't know the weapons you need to fight. You don't know how to fight. You don't know a whole lot of things to do in the battlefield. And that is the reason why, a lot of things are chaotic. We achieving the wrong result. We are getting, We're getting it all wrong. Their strategy defines the path to which business, which provides the direction of action to be taken by leaders of a business. It is the pathway. It is the pathway, and it determines the actions that you should take. It's not all the actions in a business that you should take as a small business. Now, our first speaker was talking about the big picture of African free trade and all that, but now we want to narrow down to that your own business. How do you make decisions that affect your business? Because it is these that determine where you go. Strategy is derived from a Byzantine Greek word known as strategos, which means general, or the art of a general. So you as a business person, no matter how small your business is, you should begin to consider yourself as a general. A general makes decision that leads to the victory or the defeat of the entire army. So that decision is very, very important. So begin to consider yourself as a general. Strategy is the process of creating a well-aligned business practice with the goal of occupying a valuable position in a competitive environment. Underline competitive environment. Underline competitive environment, because for every business you set up, there are direct or indirect competitors. There are people who are, substitute. They are not producing exactly what you're producing, but what they are producing can be used, in exchange of what you are producing. And there are direct competitors, people who are doing exactly the same thing you are doing. So it gives you the practice to position yourself and occupy that valuable position in that competitive environment. All right. If you don't get that right, you are going to be in trouble. Next slide. Strategy is a clear set of plans, actions, and goals that outlines how businesses will compete. It outlines how you are going to compete. Now you have understood that you are in a competitive environment. Now the next level is, how are you going to compete in this market with your product and services? If you said that, then we move to the next point. Every business rises or falls on strategy. Sit for 1 second and think about your business, where it is now, and where do you want it to go to, or where do you want it to be in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. It all depends on the strategy that you employ. Business strategic factors are factors that are critical to the success of an organization. Very, very critical. Don't take it lightly for anything. All right. Okay. Now, the question that you need to begin to ask yourself now, you can write them down as quickly as we take this session. What exactly do you want to achieve in your business? Now, what exactly do you want to achieve? Begin to think about it. Do you want to make your customers smile? Do you want to reduce, their wastages? Do you want to, make them more beautiful? Do you want to make them more smart? What do you want to achieve, and where do you want to go in this thing that you are achieving? Where do you want to go? Do you want to achieve a smart society? Do you want to, what Elon Musk is doing, creating electric cars? Do you want to reduce the use of fossil fuel? Where do you want to go in that your business? How do you want your customers to see you? Do you want them to see you in a different dimension than the way they are seeing you? It is your strategy that will position you to do that thing. How do you want them to see you, and how are they seeing you now? Now, these are possible lenses that customers could see you, or your clients could see you. Number one, they can see you as cheap and for the poor. It might be that you want to target the cheap and for the poor. Affordable and for the middle class, it is something that people can afford in their middle class position. Expensive and for the elite. Do you want to be seen as an expensive product? And for people who are, the high and mighty, like Apple is doing in the phone manufacturing industry. Faster and for people in a hurry. Do you want to make people who are in a hurry get your services or get your product and be in the move? Slow but full of quality. You don't want to be fast. You don't want to all these rush things. No, you want to calm down and build your product and your services, and it's going to be full of quality. Beautiful packaging for special people and special events. You don't care about packaging. You just, carry it like that. Do you want to, reduce all those, cost on packaging and all that? High quality, low quality. How do you want them to see you? You have to, get that in place. Strategy 4 key questions. Now, these are questions in setting up your strategy you should be able to act. Number 1, where do you want to compete? What products and services do you want to produce? What is the thing that you want to produce? What location do you want to compete in? You want to compete in your local country, in your local community, in your town, in your state? You want to compete in Africa? Where do you want to compete? And what are the products that you want to use to compete? What unique value do you bring to the market? You have to understand this as clear as the air is. And this is known as your value proposition. Our first speaker mentioned it. You need to understand your value proposition. What unique value, what is going to make you different from every other person in your market? Number 3, what resources and capabilities or skills will you utilize to deliver that value? Now, it's not enough to know that, okay, this is the value you're bringing, but of course, you should be able to know the skills, the resources, the capabilities that will enable you to deliver that value. All right. Number 4, how do you sustain that value? This is consistency and sustainability. And I thank God Mojida is here to teach us on sustainability. But then in this dimension, how do you want to be consistent in your productivity that you are bringing to the market? Do you want to bring it today and tomorrow customers are looking for it and they can't find it? Do you want to, after 1 year, you are no longer in business? Do you want it to be like that? You should be able to provide your sustainability, system that will help you to be consistent in the market. And this is what drives your growth, because the more you keep producing, keep offering, the more you keep conquering more grounds, and the more your product becomes popular, and you keep growing. Okay, strategy creation. Now we want to create strategy. We want to find out how we can be able to do this thing. Number 1 thing you need to look at is your vision statement. Your vision statement is what you want the people experiencing your using your product to have as an experience after they have used your product. What do you want them to have as the feeling, as an experience? You need to understand that where you are now, where are you now, and where do you want to go? And now, after people have used your product and your service, you need to know how you want them to feel. How excited you want them to feel. How do you want them to feel in the experience that they are having? You need to be able to pen this down. For example, let's take Apple, for example. When you get an Apple product, perhaps a laptop or an iPhone or an iPad, how do you feel? That feeling that you get using an Apple is their vision. Is their vision. If you go to Apple's vision, you will see it. They create, they use their creativity to produce innovative gadget for people, smart gadget for people. All right. So you need to understand that. Number 2, look at your mission statement. This is how you are going to get this your vision actualized. How you are going to get your vision actualized. But the next one is your core values. Your core values. What are the behaviors you expect should be consistent with people going to where your vision is? Now, you have created a vision. Now, you need to identify the behaviors that people going to that place are supposed to have. You need to create that. We don't have a whole lot of time. I would be very, very delighted, to share examples, a lot of examples, and, working examples on how these things are achieved. Now, let's look at SWOT analysis. I'm trying to meet the time. SWOT analysis. Now, let's look at strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We do this analysis for, for a lot of things, but I know some people have not actually done it for their business. Now, for strength and opportunities, they are positive, and weaknesses and threats, they are negative. While strength and weaknesses are internal, They are internal to your organization, while opportunities and threats are external. They are things you can't control. You can't control the government policies. You can't control the weather. You can't control, and a whole lot of natural phenomena that will affect your business. Now, on your strength, you look at your characteristics, the characteristics of your business, which gives it advantage over its competitors. The characteristics of your business, which gives it, which gives it, you can't see my slides. Can you see my slides now, Pedro? Can somebody?
Yes, we can see your slides. I can see your slides.
Okay. Now, characteristics of a business which gives it advantage over its competitors. These are your strengths. Now, look at your weaknesses and characteristics which makes it disadvantageous relative to your competitors. Now, these are the place where your competitors are, leading. You don't have control over those ones. Now, your strengths are those you have that your competitors don't have. So you are at advantage, while in your weaknesses, your competitors are at advantage. Now, on your opportunities, you are looking at elements in your business, external environment. You remember I said they are external, that allows it to formulate and implement strategies to increase profitability. Now, for example, if population is increasing in your country, in your state, in your local community because of a university that was situated there, it is an opportunity for you, because the number of people who perhaps will be buying your small shops or your small bakery material products are increasing. So it's an opportunity for you. Now look at your threat, elements in the external environment that could endanger the integrity and profitability of your business. Now, if that university all of a sudden is moved out of that place, it is a threat to your business, because the population is going to reduce, and profitability is going to also reduce. All right. Now, I want us to go very fast and look at these things. Now, let's look at your strength. What do you do better than your competitors? Now, if you have a pen and you have a paper, you could take down these questions as fast as possible. What is it exactly that you do better than your competitors? You design better than them, you sell at a cheap price better than them, you sell faster better than them, you package better than them. These are things that you should note very, very clearly. What is the strongest reason why your present customers buy from you? Ask your present customers one of the reasons why they buy from you. Do they buy from you because of relationship? Do they buy from you because the price is cheap for them? Do they buy the product because it is convenient enough for them? Why do they buy from you? Make that survey and get that information. What differentiates you from your competitors? What is the differentiating factor when people are using your product and the product of your competitors? How will they be able to differentiate your product from the product of your competitors? That is a strength for you. What are your core competencies? What skills, what abilities, what resources do you have in the production of your goods and services that are, specific to you, that are, your own property, that you can boast of and say, this is what we have? Now, turn over to your weaknesses. What resources are you missing or lacking in the production of your goods and services? There are skills that you need, but you don't have them, so you are just managing and doing that. It is a weakness to you. What do your competitors do much better than you? Do they sell cheaper? Do they sell faster? Their goods are more convenient. What do they do better than you? Where are your costs higher than your competitors in the production of your goods and services? Where are your costs higher than your competitors? Perhaps your competitors buy raw materials in a large quantity because of they buy cheaper from your suppliers, or because you buy smaller quantities, they hide the price for you because you are not buying as much as that. So know where your cost is higher than that of your competitors. Where is your weakest point with customers? Do you have problem relating with your customers? Do you have problem communicating with your customers, your bargaining power with your customers, your customer relationship, your reward system to your customers, and a whole lot of things. Where is your weakest point with your customers? Now let's look at opportunities. What changes and trends offer new and brighter future for your business? You should be able to identify the changes and trends that are offering brighter future for your business. It might be technology. How technology is increasing. For me, in our business at SoundMind Build Up, technology has helped us so much. As a matter of fact, during COVID, like the first speaker said, you should have the COVID mindset. COVID helped us to reach the countries where naturally we didn't know we could reach. We hosted a program, hosted 17 speakers from all over the world, and they came in on Zoom and they did the program, and we went live on Facebook and all that. So understand the trends that will give your business a bright future. What new or emerging niches or markets can you exploit, right? What are those places that you can begin to exploit to the benefit of your business? Be very, very intentional in finding these niches and markets that you can exploit. How can you innovate using new technology? How can you innovate using new technology? As a matter of fact, Bill Gates said, if your business is not online, you are definitely going to be out of business. So these new technologies that I imagine, you should be able to know how you're going to innovate your business using them. How can you innovate using new business model to meet changes in the market? Now, if you are charging on services and after sales services and all that, you should begin to find a way to hide your price on the product and see if you can be able to give an after sales service to your customers for free, though they have paid for it. Okay, I'm seeing 10 minutes left here. Okay, we're going to run. Okay, let's look at your trend. What are the negative trends that present the highest risk to your business? What are the negative trends that are presenting the highest risk for your business? Be able to have these things at the tip of your fingers. Perhaps government is making a policy that will be endangering your business. Be able to find them early and know how you're going to fight against that, or know how you're going to position yourself in a place where your business will not collide with the government and you begin to suffer for it. What changes expose the weaknesses? You have weaknesses that you're trying to manage. What are the changes that will expose them and show us you don't have the technical know-how to use the new technology to sell your business? What are competitors doing that are damaging your position? What are they doing that are damaging your position? If you are selling at at $5 and all of a sudden your competitor crashes their price to $3, it's going to make you look like you are not doing well to your customers, and they will begin to to revolt against that. When they begin to do that, they begin to go to your customers, to your competitors, and it will look like you've been lying to them. Although they won't understand that your cost of production is high, and that is why you are doing that. What factors could impact negatively how your customers buy or use your product and services? Perhaps there's a new product that is a substitute in the market, and they are using it now more than they're using your product. You should be able to understand those factors. Okay, we are rounding up now. I want us to cross organizational structure, and I will end where I'm going now. Please bear with me. Let's conclude this class. I have 10 minutes left. Now, I want us to look at your competitors. Who are they? Who are your competitors? If you have a pen and paper where you are now, you can write down, even if it is an abbreviation, you can write down your competitors. You can remember now, while even you are not thinking so much about them. What do they do better than you? Write it down. Don't shy away from that. accept the fact that they do it better than you, and there's nothing you can do. So understand it, write it down. It will help you to make strategic decisions that will, hide you from that path. What do you do better than them? Understand what you do better than them. How big or small are they? Are they big organization? Are they smaller organizations? How big or small are they? Because that will determine also how you're going to approach the whole stuff. How close or far are they in the game? Are they far? Are they starting up? Are they, beginning to get into the industry where you have been for a very long time? Are they close or are they ahead of you? So know where their position is. What's their market share in your industry? Is it 50%? Is it 70%? Do they control 95% and you're struggling with 5%? Do they have 5% and you are the big boy in the market? Know what their market share is. It will help you. Now, I want to conclude with business level strategy. There are two types of business level strategy that I want us to look at. And one is cost leadership, and then the other one is differentiation. Cost leadership and differentiation. In the course of my presentation, I've been able to make some references to them, but now we're going to look at them critically as it goes. Now, cost leadership, your business level strategy determines how the business positions itself differently from the competitors. A firm must decide whether it intends to perform activities differently or to perform different activities than rivals do. You must make that decision. Do you want to do a different thing, or do you want to do, different activities than they do? Do you want to do something different, or do you want to do the same thing but in a different way? Understand that very well. If they are producing a product, do you want to produce their product in a different way, or do you want to produce a different thing that would serve as an alternative product to what they are producing? Now let's look at cost leadership strategy. The cost leadership strategy is an integrated set of actions taken to produce goods or services with features that are acceptable to customers at the lowest cost relative to that of competitors, at the lowest cost. Now, that you produce it at the lowest cost is an indication that you are leading in the cost of production. You should be able to know the things that you are going to cut off. As primary activities, your business must find out what to cut off from the business process to produce the cost for your customers, to reduce the cost for your customers. Now, if you are able to remove some excesses, in the whole production process that you can be able to do away with and produce at a very small charge, it will help you to lead in the cost leadership. How businesses implement a cost leadership strategy? One, they consider rivalry with existing competitors. You have to know what the rivalry between your competitors are before you go into cost leadership strategy. Bargaining power of buyers. Do buyers have so much knowledge that they know all your business processes, that they are acquainted with it, that they bargain so low? So you begin to find a way to reduce charges to be able to sell to them at a very lowest rate. Or are they small? When customers know that they are small and you are producing at a very large large quantity, if they know that they are small, they are going to beat down the price of your product, and you will have nothing to do. It's either you sell to them or you take it home. Or it's either you sell to them or you take it home. When you get tired, you sell to them at their own price. Bargaining power of suppliers. Now, this as an example is when your suppliers are few and they know they are few. They are only 2% in the entire supply market that you go to buy your product, your raw materials or something like that. If they know they are few, they have one person. If one person is selling, is supplying to you, and they know no other person can supply to you in that environment, they increase their price. And what do? You find other ways to reduce the cost. Potential entrants. You look at the potential entrance into your market, into your industry. Is it very cheap? Is it, very easy for people to enter? If it's easy for people to enter, then you have to lead. You have to lead in cost to make sure you still have that customers that will patronize your business. Product substitute. I've talked about product substitute as long as we have started this session. You need to know the products that are substitute to your product or services. If you understand it, and if they are much, you should be able to differentiate so much that they buy your product other than the substitute. Now, differentiation strategy. The differentiation strategy is...
Sorry, Chibuike, you've gone over time, so I would ask you to please start rounding up. Thank you.
Okay, this is the last session of this presentation. Thank you for the extra time, though I don't know how many minutes it is, but I'm going to end it. Now, differentiation strategy is an integrated set of actions taken to produce goods or services at an acceptable cost that customers perceive as being different. Customers perceive as being different in ways that are important to them. Now, the clear example is buying an Apple product and buying other products. Let's use their phones for example. You can either buy an iPhone or you buy an Android phone. So Apple have been able to differentiate so much that if it is important to you to get an Apple phone, you get an Apple phone. And of course, they are selling at a premium price. Okay, why the cost strategy is it sells to a typical customer in an industry. Differentiators target customers for whom value is created, by the way the firm produce different from those produced and marketed by customers. Using the Apple as a case study also. If it is important to you, you use Apple. If it is not important, you just need a phone that can make a call to your friend in Ghana or make a call to your friend in Nigeria. You get an Android phone, perhaps a Nokia Touch that can help you do that. So you should be able to know that. Okay, like we have in the cost leadership, the same thing applies in differentiation strategy. Rivalry of existing competitors, bargaining power of buyers and bargaining power of suppliers, potential entrants, and product substitute. Thank you. I still remind your brother Chibuike Egbujiem from SoundMind Build Up. You can reach us through the contact on the screen. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chibuike, for your presentation. It was really, really detailed. And I think a lot of our participants, especially those that are looking to start businesses, have gained a lot from your presentation. Because of time, I will just give space for 1 or 2 questions and treat the rest at the end. I also got to know that our first speaker, Mr. Efo, will soon be leaving. So I also want to give the opportunity for anyone who has questions on how small businesses can engage in the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement should raise their hands or write in the chat. I already see one question in the chat. 2 seconds. Yes, okay, so thank you, Petro, for saying that. So we hope our speakers, so far, Mr. Efo and Mr. Chibuike, are open to being contacted so that those who couldn't ask questions or due to time constraints can reach out in person. But maybe one question I can ask while other participants can raise their hands or just unmute their mic and ask is, Mr. Chibuike, you mentioned cost leadership, leading production or leading in your business through cost. Will that sacrifice quality? This is of utmost importance because if you want to compete on the Africa scale, on the larger scale, your quality has to be up to scratch that you're able to export goods and people keep going back. So I wonder what you think about that. If you could give a couple of sentences on that, and then we hand over to Petro, who has his hand raised. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Chubu, for that question. In cost leadership, you find out places in your production process where you can cut down costs. Places where you can cut down costs. There are definitely places where you perhaps cannot cut down costs. You may cut down costs on packaging, because in the beginning I said, what are the lenses, the possible lenses that your customers can see? If you are one that you don't want to care so much about packaging, businesses have a lot of budget on packaging alone. So you can try to reduce the budget on packaging and thereby reducing the cost, the price that you sell to your market. And also you can cut down on transportation. And how can you do that? Perhaps you might get your own transportation system so that you reduce the amount that you pay to those you have sourced to, who have their own profit in it. Because if somebody is transporting for you, the cost of transportation is a different thing, and their own profit is on it also. So if you have the capacity to get your own transportation system, you would be able to cut down on what you pay on top of that. So if you find a way to cut down costs, now cutting down costs doesn't touch your quality. The quality of the product is different from other stuff that that accompany the production process. Packaging is one of them, transportation cost is one of them, and all those things that you can find out. Just know your production process and know the excesses and where you can cut down on those, not actually on your quality. Of course, there are standards. For example, in Nigeria, we have Standard Organization of Nigeria that have to standardize your product. You have NAFDAC, you have all those standardization agencies that helps you. So if it doesn't meet the standard, you can't be able to sell. But there are places you can reduce. Perhaps you can reduce your workforce. You can reduce your marketing and all that. There are a lot of things. The online system can help you reduce the traditional marketing budget that you have, your radio, your TV, and all that. So you can cut costs on those areas to be able to sell at a very lesser cost or lesser price to your customers and clients. I don't know if that is okay.
Great answer. Thank you so much. I'll move to Petro now, who has his hand up.
Hi everyone. Wow, thank you very much for the presentation, Mr. Chibuike. I really love it, and it was so informative. I learned a lot. And my question is on the pricing, as we're talking about of business strategy and all that. I'm now wondering. Well, I've encountered this challenge on when you're doing e-commerce, when you're putting your products on online. As you said, we have to look at our competitors' prices, like how they selling their products. So when you put your products online, you find out that people from other countries, where I suppose the cost of production of the same product is lower than yours. So you find yourself challenged to you unable to put the price that is to say the price that is fair and reasonable to the customer. As you said, when they compare the two products, they say, well, this is for example a 200 pages book, and this is also a 200 pages book. Well, when they compare these two products, this one is, for example, $8, but yours is $15. They're just gonna go for the one that is cheaper. So I want you to explain to me how do I overcome this challenge?
Thank you very much, Pedro. You're speaking from the point of view of an author, as a writer that is bringing a book to the public. Okay, now this is what you need to understand. Who are you as an author? Because if you are presenting a product to the market at a higher price, at a premium price, it means that the differentiation should be well enough. Customers pay for differentiated products. If the products are the same and the prices are not the same, it's going to give them issues to select. So number one is the profile of the author, the experience of the author, what the book will help them do. You should be able to differentiate the book from every other book. How practicable is the book? What are the knowledge to be impacted? What with the knowledge to be impacted help them to do? So when you are able to sit down and get these things penned down, these are your unique selling proposition. So you are going to use it against every other competitor in that market. So by the time you say this person have perhaps 15, 20 years experience in this industry, this person have worked with this industry, with this company, with this company, with this company, this person with this knowledge, he has been able to grow his business from $100 to $1 million and to $10 million. This person have been able to use these systems that I'm trying to teach you in this book to come out from poverty to riches. This person have grown from a gateman to a senior manager in a corporation. So those are the things that the customers want to hear. What will this product help me to do? By the time it is so clear and so large in their mind, they are going to go for it, no matter how high the cost is. For example, let's use Apple and every other Android phone to do the analysis. Now, an Apple phone is not less than, in my country, 300,000 and above, and every other Android phone is less than a 50,000, or maybe not too high than a 50,000 naira. Now, what is the issue? Why are people looking for the iPhone other than the Android? Now, you look at the personality that it creates. Now, this is where the brand comes in, the brand of the product. Now, you as an author, what is your brand in the market? You should be able to do your brand analysis. Now, the brand is so important that if you have an iPhone, an Apple material with you, you are graded high. And number two is the cost of it. So they see that if you are using an iPhone, so you have been able to produce 700,000 or 500,000 to get an iPhone, so you are respected. Now, the workability is the things that the gadget helps you to do. So these are the things you should, put into consideration before you get to your market. Your competencies, your unique selling proposition are very important if you want to sell at a premium price.
Thank you so much, Chibuike. I can see from the chat that Petra is quite satisfied with your answers, and I think it has been helpful as well for other participants who are beginning their journey as entrepreneurs to get some insight into unique selling point, unique selling proposition, and differentiation. Thank you so much. One last call to action to end this meeting would be that today is Nelson Mandela Day, as we all know, and he spent 67 years in service and leadership. So the request from the Mandela Foundation is to spend 67 minutes today or tomorrow making someone's life or a community's life better. So that's it. It can be, sharing the information you've gotten from here with other business leaders, connecting, because there's a lot that goes on with connection. So try and he spent 67 years. I mean, most of us are not even 67 yet. So spend 67 minutes doing something to help either an African business, an African, whatever you can do. A small thing goes a long way. Thank you so much. I'll sign off now, but it was great engaging with all of you, and I hope to see you in future Voice on Africa.
Okay, I think I should publish my own 57 minutes. I would want to have a free strategy session with anybody who would go to the website www.soundmindbuildup.com and book for a free session in any of the opportunities to do that. So I will be spending, it might not be at the same, so we'll have a strategy session, then we'll have other session where we can share, but cumulatively it should be 57 minutes. So I think I fulfilled my own Mandela stuff.
You have, definitely. That's amazing, amazing. And if we could share this as well on the Voice One Africa social media platforms as well, so that as well as he is helping African businesses, he can get clarity and social media present for Sound Minds as well. I think it would be great to have people engage. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
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 Oh boy.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Marjan.